because like for the like past 2 years, I only play like techies spammer,
Okay.
like like positioning for techies for like 2 years straight,
Yeah,
and and I get from like Legion to like Divine 2.
Oh shit, you're divine too?
Yeah, but I can't go up to like Divine 3 or Divine 4 with techies anymore. I cannot go more than Divine 2 with my techies.
Okay.
So like so like I really want to be like an immortal, like my friend are all immortal. So I changed my role to Pango.
Okay,
And,
how's that going for you?
like Pango and mid, like Pango and mid lane. And my run is my current run is like Asian 4.
What's your do you have a replay ID that I could check out just while we're talking?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Wait. So should I show you like the match I win or I lost?
It doesn't matter. Whichever one you want. I'll just be able to find stuff.
Like I think like
We can look
I
at
will
both
show
of
you
them
the
if you
one
want.
that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I can understand why that'd be a problem, right? Because when you play techies, I don't really think you're really developing any core gameplay concepts other than like where to place
Yes.
like you're becoming good at tech when you play techies, you become better at playing techies, right? So
Yes.
but the problem with that is that like yeah, it's going to be hard to transition to other roles, especially when like you're dealing with roles that have to deal with a lot of creep aggro in lane or like when to harass the enemy or when to farm or when to fight. Like you run into a lot of these problems that you don't really develop the understanding of, you know. So it can be a little
Yeah. Yeah.
difficult, which is what I'm assuming happened, right? Because you play a lot of
Yes.
techies, you get good at techies, and then you have to play other heroes, and then all of a sudden you have problems
That's
where
what
you're like losing lanes, and yeah, like
Yeah, and I don't know how to say a mic, and I don't know how to drive the better also.
you don't know how to what?
How to drive the better, like when to go in or when to go out.
Oh, how to drive better?
Yes.
Oh, like the roll. Okay, okay. No, no. A lot of people. I guess that's common to say. How do I drive better? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. All
That is
right.
the one that I win the game, and I will show you another one that I lose.
Okay, so you're playing mid against a pugna. Um,
Yes.
this should be a pretty. So I'm just thinking about how the lane should go. So generally, it's kind of going to be pugna favored, but as soon as you hit level 6, you should be okay. You have to be a little careful with how you interact with the suck, like his ultimate ability. But generally, it's kind of a little bit of a hard lane, but it's not that bad. So I think you'll do okay, but I guess we'll see what happens, right?
Okay. That and I send you another one that I lost.
Sure.
That is the one that I win.
Okay. So you're kind of working on mid lane in general, or like mid and off?
Like mid and off. But
Okay.
but in order to like increase the rank, I think that mid lane has more favor to get into the immortal.
Yeah, that I find that as well. Like, I win a lot of like. Look at, you know my so I'm like rank 50 on this account, but if you look at my Pango, I don't know if you know this, I never lose on this hero.
Wow.
Like I won my last 8 games, and these are all high MMR games, you know, because
So is it like mid? Like you play mid or you play off lane?
yeah, I play both, but I prefer mid because you can have a lot better of an impact on the game when you play mid.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
just because you in general have a better lane. Like look at these lanes. Like this is so you have to lane against a Razor Lich. So if you go off lane and you're laning against a Razor Lich, like how farm are you gonna be? You're gonna be not that farm because that lane looks hard.
Yes.
If you play
Yes.
mid, generally the lanes aren't that hard. Like there are some times you'll play against like Quap. I guess like Queen of Pain is like one of the harder matchups. I played against her earlier today. We could go over that
Okay.
replay as well if you want to see like if you want to ask questions about what I did in lane. Because generally, so I only know how to play like Pango because and a little bit of Void Spirit because of like the laning. Like mid lane is honestly a very like I don't know if you're a little scared to go to mid lane or not, but it's a lane that you can get better at just by playing more. And
Okay.
if you're playing a ranged hero, I think you're innately at a lot of disadvantages because you're playing like it's kind of hard to get better at ranged heroes mid. Like there's a lot more
Okay.
concepts to focus on. But when you play a melee hero like Pango, you can see my screen, right? By the way.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. When you play a melee hero like Pango, you can do a lot of tricks in the lane that make it very easy. So first of all, you have an insane auto attack animation, right? So you should be able to get a lot of CS, and yeah, you have a great turn rate as well. So on this first wave, like one of these advantages that you can have is you can right click the enemy to pull the creeps back too. Like I'm sure you know creep aggro, but I might have used it a bit here just to just to be able to pull the creep towards me a bit more, just to be able to maybe get a better chance at lasting it. You do get the last hit anyways, but like, yeah, that's just like he's contesting your CS. There's not much you can do. I might have queued the creep here. So if I see he's gonna, like, I fire off my Q immediately there. You know, I don't want to let him deny the creep. Otherwise, I see nothing wrong here. Don't be angry. Yeah, so the problem with playing mid Pango sometimes is that, like, I hope you have enough regen, but I think you'll be fine. But missing too much CS can lead to, like, a really late bottle timing, which could be hard in the lane. I think you're doing fine, though, so far. I don't mind this. It's not really very easy to harass the pugna. You're doing well to get some CS. So it's fine. That can be a little cleaner, but it's okay. I'm liking this so far. So, like, the only things that I've seen that you make kind of mistakes for is I think you have to be careful about when he casts his Decrepify and kind of make sure you have your Q up to, like, secure CS. That's, like, the only thing I can say, though. Like, you're doing really well with your zoning, and, like, you can see by the lane, like, your CS might be a little bit bad because he's been denying a lot of them. Like, I think you could have, like, a bit more CS, but if you look at the lane, like, you're doing well. So far, at least. Like, you're ahead on net worth a bit. You have more health in lane. Like, I think this is overall going well for you.
Yes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
If your primary concern wasn't the... Oh, wait, hold on here. So one thing you can do is when if you have more health than him... So first of all, I would have eaten my Iron Branch and my Tango right now. But here, at like 350, if he's walking through the river like this, you can go up and fight him. Because what will happen is that you can beat him to the rune. So if you're like both here, and you're like walking here or something, and you see the rune spawns here, you can just swashbuckle to get there in time, right? And then if you find the rune's top, then you can just walk top. So it's kind of like yeah, that's like all it is. You don't have to like guess because you don't mind fighting him a bit there. I think that's something you could have done. Yeah, but that's kind of a small thing again. Like if you're playing against like a Queen of Pain who's gonna just blink to the rune, then it's definitely you have to all in and like pray that it's on the side that you're on, right? But in this case, you don't have to. Alright, this looks good. Getting the rune. Oh god. What are you scared of? You're level 6. This is like the biggest thing that I see Pango players do wrong, is they don't understand how much damage their roll does. So when you're like so this Q is great. You get the CS, it's fine. But this guy, like you're playing this lane fine. He presses this button, walks up at you. Look at how far up he is. If you just turn around and roll here, he's gonna die. Yeah, but instead you end up, like, he follows up on you, and, I mean, it's not that bad, but just, like, being aware of how, like, here, you might have been able to Q aggressively onto him and kill him. Like, you just have to be aware of which walls, like, I hope eventually, like, you should roll. Alright, here we go. Alright, this isn't that bad. You should be bottling as you roll. Okay.
It's not chill.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad of a try though. So like I can see that if you just play this hero more and you play it mid lane more, like you're eventually gonna get these kills. So here you roll. This is great. I also would have bounced off this wall. This is a good wall to bounce off of. Then you go back. You kind of click the wrong way there. So this is kind of like a. So one thing about Pango is that if you click fast in like one direction on Pango, even though it looks like you'll bounce in this direction, like it might redirect your roll. That's like a small thing that you'll understand when you play the hero a lot, but you have to be careful sometimes because it was very clear that you should have hit him, right? Like you should have bounced from here and you should have bounced like this, but it's just a small thing. Like I can show you an example of this after the game. Let me just write it down to a notepad.
Okay.
Show example of after hitting wall. Okay. And then after that messes up, you bounce here, and then you're kind of just stuck. Like there's no way to kind of combo him at this point. But you should be bottling as you do this, because then if you're botting as you do this, then here you have enough mana for swash, right? And you can queue through and maybe go for the kill. It doesn't look like a kill at this point though, so I might just run away. So overall, I don't mind this. Like you went for the kill, it's fine. Here you should just swashbuckle further away. Like he's life draining you, you're just taking extra damage. It's not that bad though. And now you choose to run base because you're kind of low on health, and it's all right. It's not the end of the world. I probably would have bought a ward, like an obs ward as well, when I TV'd back mid. This looks fine though. I like your items. You're buying clarities. Like you're doing like, honestly, I don't think your problem is your laning phase right now. From what I'm seeing, he's not really putting that much pressure on you in lane. Like he's not really queuing you. Like this is a kill. If you don't get this kill, then okay, you could have done that a bit better. So here, like you'll be able to agree with me. Like so when you bounce off the wall here, right? So you want to aim further behind him, right? So I know you want to curve to the right. So just curve like to here, right? You kind of tell like afterwards that you went right too early. But it's kind of just about like your experience with the hero. Like you kind of just have to play the hero more to understand how, oh, if I hit him, I need to wait for this amount of time before I can hit him again, right? And then maybe next time you roll into this guy here, you'll choose to hit him in a way that it takes kind of a longer time before you can roll back and hit him again. And you could have done something like this. Like he's dead no matter what. But yeah, that's all though. It's something small, but just like getting in the habit of kind of paying more close attention to how long they're disabled for, so you know how to reposition your roll, so that when you hit them again, it'll proc, right? Because you can't just
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay,
The
this
problem
looks
with another problem with Pango is like I die too much, you know.
you haven't died yet.
I die a lot.
You're doing well.
Like it's only this game.
This looks like a kill too.
Yeah, that's a kill.
It's great. Put your clarity in your inventory. You port top. Oh, I might have done a more aggressive queue there, but that's okay. You got the kill. Getting the rune. I mean, I'm gonna see you die because I looked at the, like, it says that you. Oh, where's the game actually? It says you die 7 times. So I'm gonna see you die this game. Don't worry.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So we have an illusion rune. You're gonna have to buy more clarities at some point. You should also try to get a neutral item. So I don't know if your team has one in the shop right now. Yeah, you should ask for this arcane ring. It's just so good on you. Or you should ask for the keen optic. Like you're a mid player, right? So if you can have one extra health regen, it's insanely good. Or if you have this arcane ring, like your Wind Ranger has it. Your pause for Wind Ranger has an arcane ring. This item is insanely broken on your hero. Like if you can get this item, then yeah, you should just be paying attention to that. Because some games I'll see, oh, the timer's 7 minutes, and then I'll actually like take extra time to decide, okay, well I want to farm jungle because arcane, like maybe I can get an item, right? Some of these items are just so insanely broken. Okay, so this looks bad. Let me see what happened here.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's you're kind of doing some baiting here, but this looks like a kill. You kind of fuck over your Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
Here you kind of have to be careful. So this guy's gonna ult you, and you have to kind of run. You kind of just get mixed up with the walls you're bouncing off of, so I don't mind this that bad, but you kind of just queue late. You have to be a little faster on your queue. Let me show you. Hold on, I have another thing I can show you as well. Show how you can swash out of stun instantly. Tree. Okay, I'll show you some stuff after this replay that'll hopefully help you out.
Radiant's bottom
Okay, so we died. It's no big deal. We're back to the lane. We see a pugna. We're chasing him. Okay. You should Q over the wall here. So you're walking up here. You know the pugna's there. So you can cast your Q, right? Like your Q will reach here and hit here, right? Like you're kind of... you could have cast it from here. And you could have cast it so that you went to here and you shoot here. And then instead of like running all the way to here and then like casting it and then like you could just save time. You still get this kill though. Like you're in a prime position to get a good roll off, but just like yeah, you should just be more aware of how far away your range is. Like a lot of the time I'll cast like max range swashbuckles because it's very value, right? You don't have to take extra time to walk somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of normal, right? Like it makes sense. Okay, what happens here? So you see stuff happening middle, you push mid, or you port mid. I don't know if you had to port. You could have like ran down and I think had decent success. You Q in. I like how you don't roll here actually, because I don't think it was that great of a area to roll in. This is okay. This is nice. Really love being it like it's like a wet dream to be inside like to be train ultied and then like you're on top of someone.
Yeah.
Okay, so you Q away here. This is good. Okay, so the fight didn't go perfectly, but I think you're happy with what happened. Like, you lived. Now you're bottling up. You have to find a way to juke here.
I have no TP.
Yeah, you can probably, no.
I'm dead.
You're dead. That's okay. It's not the worst. You can get a little better at juking spots, but it's not really something I would be concerned with. Okay, so here you see the pugna and you decide to go on him. You just don't have any follow-up, so it doesn't really matter. Like, you could have bounced off the left wall, but it was kind of a bad roll to begin with. You didn't really have help. And now you're kind of caught off guard. Just kind of being aware of what's happening in the game. So when you play these games and you have these heroes that you know don't want to come to these fights. So you're playing with like an anti-mage and he's pushing the tower. You know it doesn't want to come to the fight. So if you're positive your anti-mage doesn't want to come, don't try to force these fights that just aren't very good, right? Like you kind of just...
Okay.
You kind of just port it in and you're like, oh, let's let me do player perspective. Oh, this is for you. Okay, so you die, some stuff happens here, you see some fighting, and then your teammate's running away. So you port in, and your goal here should be, okay, well, you can Q aggressively, and you can try to kill this guy, but you also have to look at your teammates. So your Ursa took a lot of damage, he has no mana, he's running away. Right? Your anti-mage is top. He doesn't want to fight at all. So, like, it's okay to roll here, and I'm fine with this, but kind of just making sure you're getting out afterwards. Like, I wouldn't have rolled this far, you know? it's a bit far to roll here and bounce off this wall. Like, and then you kind of run back, and then, like, this is good, but... Like, I don't know why your Ursa isn't saying I should get mana. Like, this is kind of your Ursa's fault. He should be saying, yo, guys, I have no mana. I don't want to fight. But instead, he just doesn't say anything, and then you run up and you Q. Like, you just have to be a little bit careful sometimes about your team and like if it's a good fight. Like when you're playing with an anti-mage, for example, oftentimes unless it's like you're catching someone off guard or it's like a 4v4 or something, you have to be careful because this guy doesn't want to fight at all this whole game.
Yeah.
Okay, so we respawn, fight top. So you're okay with this. You're just pushing out the mid wave. They're not really putting much pressure on you. This is fine. You could be top as well. Like, if they're not putting that much pressure on the tower, you don't really have to kill the creeps that fast. But I don't mind where you are. Yeah, you're top net worth for a reason. I think you've been playing really well this game. Some of your rolls could have been a bit better. You could have avoided that last death. But overall, it's been good. You should probably have clarities right now. Also, just in general from the early game, I'm not sure if I would have started Ring of Protection. There are some lanes where I do, but generally I kind of just like get a faster bottle. Like I'll start lane with like a salve, or I've seen people start with tangos actually. Yeah, you recognize this as a good item. Oh, you sent it to base.
No, because I got the lifesteal here.
Okay.
Lifesteal? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something that I don't know. It kind of goes both ways. Like I'm a fan of the net most of the time, but if I'm ever low health after a fight, then I kind of want the Vampire Fangs, you know? Yes. But like two mana regen is a lot of mana. That's like the main reason why I like it. But it doesn't matter. It's a lot of preference based as well. And you should probably have more clarities in your inventory in general for this mid time, like mid game area of the game. I would have probably pushed bottom wave. They don't really have much that can kill you. So this game, when I look at their heroes, I see like, okay, well, if you die to what? Like, you have to get gazed by Lich, and you have to get rooted by Treant. Like, Treant ulti. Those are like the 2 occasions where you die. So like, a little bit back here. So let's see what you see. So you're farming this camp, you see some stuff happening middle, and you're like, whatever. Okay, you see that tree bottom. Like, in my mind, there's no way that there's a Lich behind this tree. And and then, like, you're dying to Lich tree. Like, I don't even think you die to Lich tree. You need, like, Lich tree and then plus another player. So in my mind, I'm going to this wave and I'm pushing this wave out. What does this do? It gives me a lot of farm, and it pushes pressure on the tower. So their whole team is, like, trying to take mid tower. And if you put pressure on this tower before you port out, one of their players might be like, oh shit, I gotta go back to the tower. And then this guy will run back here to the tower, and you'll run to this fight, and you'll say, yo, there's a Treant Protector showing bottom, we can fight. Or you'll go here, and then the Treant Protector will be like not pushing bottom, and then you can be like, okay, well, they're pushing mid and their tower's getting hit bottom. You know? So you kind of have these options. So after you push that wave out, you could have also stayed and maybe pushed another one. It's kind of like up for your discretion. Like how bad is the fight mid? Like, do I need to be there early? Do they need me to push the wave out? It's kind of like what you need to do. Okay, so what happens here? So you're seeing that there's a mid fight. You see there's people there. You have to be a little careful with where you roll from. Looks like you don't get Treant ultied here, surprisingly. I guess they don't think they can kill you, so you end up rolling. So here, as soon as I start rolling, when I have Diffusal Blade, my immediate thing is, okay, who do I want to hit with my roll first? And can I speed up this process by using my Diffusal Blade? So when I roll like this, I know you kind of don't really see him, but you should be aware that you have a Diffusal Blade to slow the enemy, to make sure you can, like, guarantee a hit. So you bounce off like this. Okay. This is good. I don't mind this. Like, you probably should have casted Diffusal Blade earlier, just to kind of slow him as well for your team. Like, this is one of the reasons I love this item, is because it basically guarantees that your roll is going to hit someone as soon as you roll. It's also, like, really strong in team fights, and it speeds up your farm. Like, it gives you agi and int, but that's like one of the big things that I love about that item, is that, like, its ability to guarantee that you hit people.
Sure.
Okay, so this is good. You see some heroes here. You're like, okay, I don't really want to farm there. You run mid, and you see there's a guy mid. Looks like a good fight. So this wasn't very good in my opinion. So you just ran away from bottom, where you saw, so you can see on your map, you see there's this guy bottom, Razor's bottom, and you see these 2 guys mid, right? And so you see these 2 guys mid, like, in my mind, what are these dumbasses doing mid? This is a free kill, like free double kill. So in my mind, I'm gonna Q. I'm gonna land here, and my Q is gonna swash in this direction, right? Like, I'm gonna Q from here, and it's gonna go like this, and then I'm gonna roll afterwards. But instead, you do this. So
yeah.
Just being more aware of your positioning, like, after you Q. Like, is it worth it to, like, wait? Like, you cast your Q from here, right? If you waited a bit longer and you cast your Q from here, and you landed like here or something, like, all of a sudden those guys you're a lot closer for your roll. You're in a lot closer position to channel your roll, and that's pretty much it. Like, you just have to, like, you're not gonna die, right? Like, you see 2 heroes mid, Razor's bottom. Like, you're not gonna get bursted. This could have been a fight, but it's not the worst. It's just recognizing when something could be a fight, kind of considering, okay, well, would this work?
Sure.
So just for your awareness, I've kind of been going I haven't been liking this talent very much, this level 15 talent. So in your case, you have, like, these 2 carry heroes, like this AM and Ursa. In my mind, my goal this game is to just get the Rolling Thunder duration, and I'll probably go Basher or something, because I feel like I have enough damage in the game to win. And so I'd rather have, like, the Basher gives me a little more health, but also, like, this Rolling Thunder talent, it's felt a little awkward. Like, just the 2.5 seconds instead of, like, 2 seconds, it just kind of feels weird to me. So, yeah, that's just something in general that I'm thinking. It's still up for discussion a bit. Like, I'm still thinking about it, but most games I end up going the damage. Okay, so here, you kind of just get caught out.
Yeah, I die instant.
Yeah, so you just have to be careful with where you Q from. So here, you see them pushing bot wave. You port bottom, you see the Lich. Like, your camera's just in the wrong place. Like, if I was you and I see this in my camera, I'm going to do the same Q as you. But if you have a bigger perspective on, like, oh, there's a hero here, and there's a hero here, like, if I Q aggressively, and I put my hero here, like, that's not good, right? Like, if you had saw the Lich and you put your hero, like, here, if you swash from this direction like this, it might have been okay. But this is just a little not okay. Also, I don't know, you should be kind of clicking on people's items a bit. I probably would have died here too, but like this guy having an Atos also matters, right? So when you port in and you see that there's a pugna so close, like you have to be careful. Like if you cast a swash from here and then like hit the lich and then started rolling, it'd probably be a lot better, right? And then all of a sudden your Ursa can run in, but now this fight is just lost, right? Like you've died first, so maybe your teammates are still so strong they can fight. They probably are, but yeah, it's whatever. Anti-mage is split pushing. This is good. Okay, so let's see what happens now. You spawn. You see some stuff hanging bottom. This is good. I like that Q. Maybe it was a bit close, because now it's a little bit hard to roll, but this is okay. You hit him. As you roll back in, you should Diffusal Blade. Here, I cast Diffusal Blade. Because I look at this roll, and I see Pugna. Pugna's a pretty fast hero. I'm not guaranteed to land this roll. And it looks like you just YOLO with your W, which I wouldn't have done. I'm not as bold as you. But yeah, I think that you could have. Yeah, I would have just rolled off this wall. Maybe I would have had enough time to roll back. I'm not sure what your roll duration was, but it's not that bad. Like you're gonna get this kill anyways. It's just something that I prefer to do. Like you have this item, you might as well use it. Is basically it. Doesn't cost anything. So this is where you'll notice the clumsy net. So this whole game you're running around and you could have more mana than you do if you kind of had that net that's just sitting in base. And just making sure your clarities are active. Like, especially when you go the right talent, you kind of need more clarities to sustain. Okay, so here, if you're going to roll, you should have rolled earlier, right? You should just, like, be more spontaneous when you think that, okay, if this is a kill, decide, like, now. Instead of deciding, like, 2 seconds later. Okay, so you roll in. It was a good kill. Now you have no mana. So your mana kind of usage at the start was kind of just not that great. Like, you kind of just jumped for no reason. You pressed Shieldcraft for no reason. And you kind of don't have clarities. This is kind of like why I like the net too. Like I have clarities running literally all game. I drink clarities like it's water. I don't know. That's just me personally. I think it's fine. But yeah.
So
also,
why don't we buy the arcane boost? Like we need so much mana.
Because I feel like you have. So again, you kind of took the shield crash talent and you're kind of wasting your W's a decent amount of times. Like you kind of wasted a W there that I didn't think you had to cast. Also, I have clarities running more than you. So if we looked at how many clarities you buy in games versus how many clarities I buy in games, I bet you I buy a lot more. I don't know if there's a way to figure that out, but I buy a lot more.
Okay.
Also, I think that power treads are a lot better for auto attacking, and you can tread swap. Just the attack speed is something I prefer, and it's noticed among like a lot of high MMR players as well. Like a lot of people prefer the power treads. It's just a lot better too, like for auto attacking. I used to buy arcanes, but I kind of stopped because I found power treads were a lot better. Okay, real quick here. So you go base. This is great. While you're in base, wait, did you cast bottle? Okay, you're bottling up. Never mind. I might have stayed in base like a second longer to get more. I guess this is fine. You get the kill. It's good. Yeah, you're kind of just cleaning up this game. Like, you have high net worth regardless of your other cores. You made a few mistakes. Like, you have 4 deaths. As we saw, there was, like, this death. So we'll talk about this. Remember this death? We'll talk about this later because I think you could have lived there. There was this death, which was just a bad Q. I don't know where your other deaths were, but I don't think that this was that. Like, you played pretty well this game from what I saw. I kind of worry about your laning. Like, I'm curious if that will be a problem in your other game. Because you didn't really get pressured by the Pugna in lane. So, like, while you're playing the map that well, from what I see, it's really hard for a lot of players to understand what to do in lanes where they have a really hard lane. And I think that's something that you just have to, like, you just have to encounter, and you have to kind of deal with each time on your own. But I'm assuming that's what your problem will probably be. Because I think you have not many problems playing the map from what I see. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so this... Yeah, like, you should just, like, you have time to swashbuckle, right? Like, you should just cast swashbuckle, you know? Like, you had time to press W, so just cast swash, like, as far away as possible, you know? Again, I'll show you an example after this game, but, okay, so it's fine. You die, your team pushes.
And we win the game.
Yeah, looks like you guys are on track to easily win the game.
Yeah.
You go up high ground. You're rolling. Okay, this looks over. You die again, weirdly, but I'm not gonna go over that. I think you have a pretty good understanding of this game. I'm assuming you win like one more fight and the game ends. Okay. Okay, let me show you something really fast. Sorry, I have to blow my nose. 1 second.
With such stakes, where else would I be? Yes.
Prepare for battle.
Okay, so this is what happened to you when you didn't get that kill earlier in the game. So you casted your roll, and then... Sorry, I can't do it all the time. Okay. Hold on, this is hard. This is a hard trick to do, but I want to show you how to do it. So, if you ever get stuck or something, like say you get stuck like bouncing between like 2 walls or something, right? Like what you can do is you can click rapidly in one direction to change the direction of your roll. So as soon as I hit here, I'm click to the right, and then do you see that? So as soon as I get close to the wall, I start clicking to the right, and it's just gonna mess with my roll like as I change directions. So this is a very hard trick to actually use in games, and I very rarely use it. But there are some circumstances where like I'm bouncing like back and forth, like say I'm bouncing like hold on, it's hard to find a wall, but say I'm just like bouncing here and I can't get out or something, right? Like I'm gonna press this when I get close to this wall to bounce out. So that's what happened. If you're curious what happened in the mid lane and why you didn't get that kill, because I would have gotten that kill, but you have to be careful with when you click as you hit walls, because if that happens, like just know that it's actually a thing. It's not some bug. Like you're not bad at rolling. You just made an action that exists on the hero that just kind of.
So can you show me the rule again? Like what should I look for? Like your mouse click or something?
Sure. So for this trick, is that what you mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you when I start clicking. Now. Okay, so I failed there. Now. That's
okay.
basically how I do it.
So that should be like to run away or something, like to go attack or to run away.
Yeah, I mean this isn't very practical. I just kind of showed you this because I wanted to show you why you didn't get that kill. Like it's because you performed this trick. That's why you didn't get that kill mid lane. Like when that pugna, like when that pugna was, let me buy boots. That pugna was standing here, right? You went to roll, like, and then you like bounce, like you're doing well. Like this is what should have happened, right? You should have you should have killed him, right? But what happened was that you bounced here, you were gonna roll back, and then you like clicked. You did that. You did the move that I showed you earlier, where you click. So you just have to be careful. Like just be careful where you click, because just knowing that that's a thing is kind of useful. But yeah. Also later on in the game, let me show you this. So Treant Protector. Okay, so this guy killed you a few times with this. So when he presses ulti, okay, you actually can't cast this while rooted. But something you should. Okay, so I didn't know that. But something that is of note is that say there's so say he buys a Meteor Hammer, and he casts Meteor Hammer on you, and you're stunned. You can precast your Q, so that as soon as you come out of stun, you'll immediately travel to this direction. Now I know there were circuits sometimes in games. Sorry, did you know that?
I didn't know that. Did you use the quick cast or normal one?
So I use quick cast, but it's just like because I prefer it. Like I don't think there's actually any benefit to it. It's kind of just what I've like I can do it without quick cast. Like I just click and then I let go. Like
when you use the quick cast, we cannot cancel the Q, right?
You can. So how I do quick cast is I walk around. So this is me clicking Q. So if you look at so my mouse, whenever I press Q, this bar opens up, and I just have to press Q again, and it will let go.
Oh, okay.
That is kind of. What's up?
How did you cancel the Q again? Like when you click it, like you have to click the Q to get it, and can we cancel it or?
Yeah, so you cancel it by just issuing another move command. So if I click Q, right, you can see this. I could left click to release it, or my other option is I press Q to release it, or I press right click somewhere else and I move. So you can basically run around. Like see, I can make a lot of these arrows that I could cast because I'm just pressing Q, right? And I'm just canceling it by moving with my mouse.
I didn't know that.
No, but it's not like a primary problem. Like, I'm just kind of letting you know this exists. Like, I think we
Sure,
should go
sure,
into your
okay.
other replay and kind of look more at some more kind of, what's the word? Like more important stuff, because I think your problem might be in your
Yeah,
lane,
yeah.
is what I imagine. But I just wanted to make you aware that you can cast your Q. So if this guy stuns you, just know that you should, like, after getting stunned, you should precast your Q like this. Like, my hands aren't on the keyboard. Look what
Okay.
happens. I cast my Q instantly,
Sure, sure.
right? Now it doesn't.
Yeah.
There are some exceptions, right? Like this guy roots you. Like I can't
Okay,
cast
okay.
Q. Like I'm rooted.
Yes.
Those are just useful things that I use on the daily. Okay, so let's check
Sure.
out this second game. So
Like
sorry.
one of the
What's up?
sure. So like that's a game that I got really countered by SS. Like I feel a lot.
Okay. I mean, it looks like you feed in this game. So
Yeah, yes, he's like 17-0 and I'm like 3-8.
okay.
And the thing is like I really get countered by the orchid items, which is really popular in this patch. Like the one the enemy pick like QOP or SSD, they just get the orchid and they run to us like and I cannot do anything.
Huh. Uh.
They just buy the orchid and it's just counter to the Pango.
Yeah. Um. I'm not sure. Hold on. I can't seem to download this. Let me restart my game.
Okay.
So I played against a Prophet earlier today, actually, on my stream. He's a very good Prophet player. He was like rank 5 or something. It was Brile, if you know Brile. And he brushed Orchid. And it's kind of
Okay.
hard to play against Orchid on Pango, but
Yes.
I don't even think that's your worst matchup. Like, if I'm playing against an NP, like, I could show you this game, or I can send you the replay. Actually, wait, was I going to upload this game? I don't think I was.
Yeah.
But I'll send you the replay. I'll send it to you right now, actually.
Okay.
Just to show you how I play around NP. It wasn't like a crazy game, but NP game versus game Pango versus rank 5 Nature's Prophet Rushing Orchid. You can take a look at this after. Because again, I don't think it's the worst thing in the I don't think you need to focus on this. Let me look at this game.
Okay. Okay. So like, where can I also watch your other Pango games? Like, where can I get the IDs or something?
I have my Dota buff open, so you could check it
Okay.
out there. Do you mind giving
Sure,
me?
sure.
Oh, wait, this is loading actually. I don't know why it's taking so long. Oh, I have no space on my computer. Oh no. What the hell? I need to delete a bunch of stuff.
Or it's morning on your time.
It's 6 a.m. for me right now.
Okay. So have you sleep or you
No,
just woke up or
no, I haven't slept
oh
yet. I was up for a while.
okay.
Okay, sorry. It says failure downloading the file. Let me try one more time. I'm not
Sure,
sure
sure.
what's going on. I have to restream my game.
The fault.
Okay, so replays. Please work. This was played 5/7/2020. Okay, this was a few days ago. Please.
Top boss.
Do you have any other replay?
Oh wait, yes I have. There are many games like I fail a lot.
That's okay.
Like my win rate now is like 25%. It's pretty bad. Process. Okay. Okay. Pango. 15-0.
Yeah, it's weird. Failure to download replay file.
Playing. Wait.
Let me try one more time.
Another one. Offlane.
Alright, I just emptied my recycling bin. Hopefully this works now. Oh, whoops, that's my camera. Stream Dota. Alright, it worked. It worked. It was because I had no space on my computer.
Okay, sure.
I feel bad. Okay. Alright, so you can see my screen again. This is good.
Yeah. So the item bit that I go for is like I get a guide from the Dota place, like your guide.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So you have to be a little careful. My guide is like I should update it so it's a little better, but I kind of sometimes stray a little bit from it. But generally it's pretty accurate. Like I mostly use like these items to see like hold on, where is it? Pango. So I go here and I see them as like a list of items I could buy. Like I don't really buy them in this order. I kind of just see, okay, well I want Maelstrom, I want Diffusal. Do I want Basher or Eggs first, you know? Or if there's any problem early game, maybe like do I want to buy Yules, or am I off lane? Do I need this Vlads? Am I against a Visage? Do I want Crimson Guard? Do I need to buy Vessel because I'm off lane? You know, like I kind of just have them all here just because I feel like that's the only thing I've ever wanted is I've wanted like just like a toolbox of items just to kind of see them so I'm aware of them, right? Like that's kind of why they're here. They're not really here for like immediately knowing which item to buy all the time. So this lane, I might not have started Ringer Protection. Just kind of like I know I say to start it like in my guides and stuff, but right now I've recently been buying like a salve. Like instead of Ringer Protection, I just buy like one more branch in the salve and I just run to lane. Like something I've seen players do recently actually is start with tangos in mid lane. Just because it takes you so long to buy your bottle anyways, like you have to wait till 4 minutes. So you almost just want the extra regen. So what I think is going to go wrong in this game, I'm going to predict what happens in this lane, is that you don't have enough regen to sustain in this lane.
Yes.
You should fire yourself a bottle instantly, or a salve instantly, because you're not going to, like you should bring yourself this item right now. What's going to happen is you're going to take too much damage, and you're going to be unable to go to the lane, and because you're waiting for bottle, and you're probably going to die. That's what I think will happen. So we'll see what happens. But I like what's happening right now. You should keep auto-attacking the creeps. That's just prioritization. You should prioritize getting the range CS over the melee CS. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Disarm. Okay, so now you're like, okay, you know, now you're realizing your mistake, right? So, like, if you have a salve right now, then you're fine, right? But instead, you didn't even fire yourself a salve. So, like, this is what happens. So now the lane is pushing in. Like, let's look at the Storm Spirit situation. Storm Spirit is also, for some reason, doesn't have a salve. He's now buying his Null and a salve, so he's gonna have a salve late. So if you salved right now, you could actually pressure him out of this lane. He's also dumb like you, like not bringing a salve to the lane, but he kind of has the lane pushed, so he gets a little bit, he gets let off, kind of. Like, it's gonna be okay for him. Okay, so you farming under tower. I don't know if you had to Q there. Make sure you're pulling the wave back constantly. When the wave gets here, in my mind, as soon as the wave gets here, I'm right-clicking on the Storm Spirit and I'm pulling the wave further back. Because what happens is the wave will stop here, right? And you don't want to walk up to here to get the CS, right? So there's no reason to. So just right click on the hero, pull the wave back a little bit. Then you don't have to fire your Q there, because now you're not gonna be able to get this range CS. Now you're gonna walk up and okay, well you're fine actually, but there could be a circumstance where you're a bit scared. So just abusing creep aggro there is better. Okay, so you finally buy your salve. This is extremely late, by the way. Like your courier with your salve is here. Like you know you've messed up. Like I don't have to say it anymore. This is gonna go poorly just because you forgot to buy regen. Like I think your laning isn't that bad. Okay, well that was awful. Like you kind of wanted to queue for that creep, but it's kind of like still scary. Like you have no health. You wish you had a bottle, but you don't have one. You can't really trade.
I'm dead.
Yeah, and you die. Like you only have yourself to blame. Like watching this replay, I hope you recognize that you're not a bad player, right? You just made bad decisions on buying your items. That's like the only thing, and that's like one of the most important things about this game sometimes. Like when you play offlane Axe, like I don't know how much you play offlane, but when you play offlane Axe and you have to cut the wave, you could lose the entire game if you don't fare yourself a salve and can continue cutting this wave, right? Like there's just some things that are just so important that you kind of just learn by messing up. Like you kind of did this once, and hopefully next time you realize, okay, well, who am I against in lane? Like hopefully you recognize this beforehand. You'd be like, okay, I'm against a storm. Do I need a salve in the lane, or do I need to, like, will I be able to save enough for bottle, right? Like these are just things you learn as you play the hero, or as you grow in the game and play certain matchups and stuff like that.
Sure.
Okay, so you have your bottle coming. This is good. You're getting some harass off. This is great.
Like
a little dangerous. You're kind of popping bottle to live.
Not there yet.
Yeah. So this is okay. I'd be a little careful with continuing to trade. Like you get this disarm, and then you're kind of pushing your luck here. Like you can kind of back off now. You know, you kind of just keep running at him. And like even here, like just run away. I don't know why you're still thinking you can beat him in a duel. He's got a level on you. Like he's level 5, you're level 4. You've already cast Swashbuckle. Like you can just take it easy a bit. Instead, you kind of just play too close for too long, and now you have to waste your bottle. Sorry, you have to waste your bottle charges to run away, and it's not that bad. It's just kind of like just unfortunate, right? You do live and you're fine, but now you have no bottle because you kind of waste the charges to live. He pulls you in, and you die. You have to respect his hero more, right? So if someone solo kills you in lane, you have to have more respect on his player, right? Like he's got 3 points in Q or whatever. He's got 3 points in Overload. He does a lot of damage. You just have to respect him. Like just understand that you fucked up in the lane. You have to be a little more careful around his hero because you'll just feed if you misplay. Like those plays that you made could have been fine if you were the same level. Like if you were level 5, still I think it was a little bit aggressive, but if you were level 5, you could actually get away with that kind of stuff. Okay. So you're doing fine now. I don't mind your items. This is good. I don't know if I would have cleared these stacks. So while you're farming the stack, you should take a look at middle. Just move your camera to middle and check, is the wave pushing in, or is he freezing the wave there? Because that should determine if you actually want to farm this entire camp, or if you want to go mid and get farm, or go mid earlier to find out how much farm you're going to miss. Because right now, I don't know what's going on mid lane, and you don't know what's going on mid lane. And what's going to happen is you're going to miss 1 CS. Okay, you missed only 1 CS, but I think that you should just be aware of what's going on is an important thing to do. Because also if you're more aware looking at your map, I don't know when that guy warded. So here, like you're not looking at what's going on. So you see the mid wave got pushed, but you have a ward there too. So you should see, like, here's what happens if you're looking at what's going on. You see this Kunkka is walking over here, or not Kunkka, Storm Spirit is walking over here.
Yes.
And he literally drops a ward. Like if you were chilling here and you were clicking on mid and seeing what was happening, you would have clicked on the Storm. You would have saw, oh, he has a ward, right? You would have saw him walk over here. You would check him out. He's under a ward. Like you farm this wave, then you click on his hero again after all this, and he doesn't have a ward, right? Like you know he placed this ward if you just move your camera a bit more. Now I don't know if how helpful that knowledge is, because you kind of just have to get in the habit of moving your camera more. And like I don't really have any advice for that except for just if you move your camera more, good things will happen. That's all. That's like the only thing I can say.
is under attack.
Okay, so we're
So,
chilling.
like, one Storm get level 6, like, I cannot kill him with my, my SS also. It's very hard to kill him.
Okay, so Storm is a very interesting hero, where you kind of have to hit level 6 before him, or you have to catch him off guard. So, like, one example is, say that he has no high ground ward, and he's pushing the lane like here. You could, like, start channeling your roll here, and you could actually kill him, because he wouldn't see your roll coming, and you would bounce off these walls, and he'd be surprised, right? And you can get the kill there.
Yes.
That's, like, one circumstance. But, SF is generally kind of easy to get the kill. Like, it's kind of hard to get yourself in a position where you're ahead of the SF, but there are positions where you can kill him. Like, if he's just chilling mid, say the SF is mid and he's, like, hitting your tower or something, like, you can get those kills. You can just queue in, so you're very, very close to the SF. What's he gonna do? He can cast one raise on you. And then you're basically just doing a roll combo where you're bouncing off these walls like this, and you're just gonna kill him.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see what's going on here. So you're jungling a lot because you're behind. Making sure you're popping clarities very often is really good. You got an arcane ring, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I like what you're doing. You should probably be... So if you get a rune, if you're lucky... That sucks. If you're lucky enough to get a rune, you can check out what's going on in other lanes. Like, if you see top, this is good. I don't know if I don't mind this. You could have waited a bit longer.
I didn't have my mana and...
Yeah, that's kind of all it is. Like, you need more clarities, and you need your boots. Like, you buried yourself boots, but you need more clarities as well.
Yes.
Okay, so off that, so you kind of didn't coordinate very well with your Rubik here. So your Rubik lifts. I think he thinks that you want to go. So, like, here, you could have queued in, but now you kind of lost your chance, and so now you should just run away. Like, you have no stun. It's not a kill.
Yeah.
I would probably go back middle. Yeah, you go back mid. Okay, so here, like, you can kind of channel your roll and kind of, like, stop it. Like, you know that, like, you start rolling and then you, like, just cancel it. Like, you start rolling, cancel it. Like, you kind of fake it a bit. You could do that to scare him off sometimes. It's not that important, but,
Yeah.
okay, so here... Alright, yeah, like, you're not doing that bad, except that you're not really getting involved in stuff that's going on. Like, that stuff that was happening there, like, you kind of had no idea. You're kind of just farming creeps. Like, it's kind of insane, this pink player is here all alone. But you could, like, click and see what's going on. Like, you're kind of just farming jungle anyways. Okay, you do see what's going on top. Okay, so this is good. You don't really want to port there, though, because there's a lot of farm mid. But here, like, just look what's going on top again. Your team's doing well. You kind of don't have the mana, but, like, I don't mind what you're doing right now. Your net worth isn't that bad. Well, it actually is awful. What the fuck? You're just not getting involved in stuff that's going on the map. Like, your lane kind of ended poorly.
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't going that bad, but I guess that assumes that your lane went okay. Okay, here, you should turn around and roll. So, what happened here? So you see the DD rune, you get it, he jumps you. Okay, here's what's happening in my mind. Here, I know they're going to jump me, my stun is running out, so I should do that thing I showed you earlier, where you swash out of stun. So you're going to swash from, like, here, backwards, right? It's going to be a good swash. And then afterwards, you have a bunch of teammates coming, that you'll find out in a second. Here, you're facing the right direction. Whoa, you turn. Okay, so here, you're facing the right direction. Okay, you kind of roll a little bit late, but it's still okay. You roll, and you get a kill. But you might have been had a better chance of getting that kill if you had not waited on the turn. Like, maybe you would have been able to catch that storm while he was CC'd by the visage birds. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so that kill happens. Like, this game's still winnable. The storm a little bit strong because he kind of just killed you twice in lane and then ran around the map and killed all your friends. But you can still kill him. Like, if you chain your Rolling Thunder, the most powerful thing about this hero is your ability to chain Rolling Thunder together with walls and actually just kill these heroes that are so far ahead. That's how I win a lot of my games. Is these heroes get overconfident and they mess up when they get in these close quarters situations with my hero. Here some stuff goes on. It's not really going to be a kill, but this roll is bad. Okay, so if you were going to roll here onto the Slardar and you had, like, extra help, it could have been okay, but this is just this is insane. Like, you're rolling under tower, your team is all over here. Like, you have nothing to bounce off of to guarantee stuns on this guy, so he's gonna live 100%. Hopefully you can kind of see from my perspective why that was a bad roll.
Yeah.
You just don't have any help. You have no walls. You have no follow-up stun. Like, you have nothing, right? That's all it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so pushing out mid. You forgot to bottle. That's fine. You come over here. Like, this might be a kill if you have your stun up, but okay. So they have a sentry and you die. That's just
Yeah,
life.
that's true.
Yeah, that's okay. Like, you're really underfarmed, but there's stuff you can do. Here, this roll. It's a good roll. So in my mind, the reasons you're behind are because you messed up your lane, and afterwards you didn't really make very good rotations to other lanes. Like, you kind of made that rotation top that didn't really do anything. It wasn't well coordinated. The Rubik kind of lifted and it didn't work. Earlier you made that other TP here, which, like, you kind of just like, okay, well, I TP, now what, right? So I think one of your problems is also, like, being more aware of when you should TP, or when it's a good idea to, like, kind of run in a certain direction. Like, when should I farm my way to top? When should I farm my way to bottom? When should I port bottom? You know, kind of being more aware of what your hero does. I don't really have any great examples for you. It's kind of just like, I can show you, like that game I linked you, kind of should show you what I do. Like, I kind of have this. I could show you real quick if you're interested. I don't know when how long it takes for this game to end. But okay, well, we could finish watching this game. So you're fine right now. Like, you're kind of behind. This AM is really farmed, but this isn't the end of the world. So here I would go Basher. Why I would go Basher is because I need to help lock down this AM. We don't have a lot of stuns. And I need to help lock down this Storm, because I don't have a lot of stuns. So that's what I would do. Hopefully it makes sense why I would do that. Alright. I mean, I don't want to, like, analyze every one of your role. Like, your map movements are also really important. But what you see here, you're doing well. Like, you're looking at what's going on. I can kind of see that you... I don't know if you really look like an ancient player, but I kind of see your plays and they look okay. So you roll, it hits them both. Just kind of being aware, this is something you can bounce off of. Oh, you actually do the trick I showed you earlier. You know, like where you click, like as soon as you bounce off something, and you mess it up. Like, because what should have happened here, right? We can both agree. You should have bounced off this wall, bounce back to here, bounce off these gems again, and this is something you can bounce off of. But what happens is you click in this direction as soon as you bounce off the wall, and you're not knowing it, but you're performing a trick, a very high level trick that should be very rarely used on Pango, right? And now, like, your roll is just super fucked up, and you're gonna die. Like, it's not that bad. It's just like, just play the hero more and you'll understand. And here you're just caught. Like, he has Orchid. You're just like, you have to be careful. You could have considered Yules on this hero too. Like, you could have gone like Maelstrom, Diffusal Yules maybe, or like Basher. It depends on the game. Like, when I die to stuff like that with an Orchid, I kind of just buy a Yules. Like, I'm usually pretty stubborn when it comes to buying defensive items, but when I die to stuff like that, it usually makes me reconsider, okay, well, do I really need this Aghanim Scepter? What does Aghanim Scepter do? What is the issue that my team is having? The issue is we can't lock down enemy heroes. So if I buy a Yules, it helps with that, and it helps against the Orchid. If I buy a Basher, it helps with that. If I buy Ags, okay, well, it doesn't really help at all. My problem isn't that I need more damage. My problem is that I need to lock down heroes.
Okay.
So yeah, just asking yourself that question every game, right? Like, when you choose between Ags and Basher, like, ask yourself, what do I need, right?
Okay. The reason I buy Ags is because, like, I'm pretty useless with my, like, level 1, with my Q and R.
Yeah.
So, like, when I get my Ags, like, my W is, like, you know, pretty, you know, more useful.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. So it really just depends on the games too. Like, if you're in a game where you have to deal a high amount of damage and you already have a lot of stuns, like, I get it. But this game, you kind of just need to lock down heroes for your Weaver and your Juggernaut, right? That's like the only reason. And you can see from these fights, like, you have no stuns. Like, look, this guy just goes on you and your team has nothing, right? Okay, so this game is gonna just kind of end slowly because of a lot of just kind of things that went wrong for you. They kind of just have accumulated more gold, and so it's gonna kind of just end slowly. Kind of just have a slow death. It's just like a rough draft to play too. Like I don't know. I think you should have gone Basher, but at the same time, there were a lot of early game decisions that kind of went wrong. In terms of when you could have rotated to other lanes. But a lot of that started with your early game. Like, it all started with you not buying a cell. You know, and I think you'd agree with me as well. Now the game's just over.
Yeah. So like, when should we, you know, when should we go to Rome? You know,
Sure.
go to other lanes. Like, you know, when.
So real quick, So real quick, we don't have much time left, but I'll try to show you this really fast. I played this earlier today.
Okay.
Hopefully this has helped you. Hopefully this has kind of opened your eyes a bit more to the potential that your hero has and kind of stuff you can do more on the map. And hopefully you'll win more games.
Okay.
If you have any more questions, let me know for sure. Like, you can message me whenever you want. I'll try to help you out.
Okay.
But I hope this helped. If you have anything else you're curious about right now, while we wrap this up, definitely let me know.
Sure. It's only like when should I roam or when should I go for when should I gank?
Yeah. So let's watch this
Stuff like
game.
that.
So this game, I'm laning against an NP. He's denying like a shit ton of my creeps. You see a bunch of question marks on the screen. It's a hard lane.
Yeah.
It doesn't go that poorly though. Let me just skip ahead. So what did I start the lane with actually? I started the lane with a salve. So I bought Ring of Protection because I know he's gonna start Blightstone. And I think there's some lanes where this is okay, and this is one of the lanes where I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna buy this because I know I'm gonna get right-clicked a lot. And so I start with a salve as well because I know that I'm gonna need it at some point. Instead of like ferrying myself the salve, I'm just gonna like already have it. Like here, I need the salve, right? Like this is a situation where if you don't have a salve, you're gonna miss so much CS, you're gonna miss so many denies, you're gonna get so many creeps denied from you that you're gonna lose the lane. Because mid lane is basically just a regen war. Whoever buys more regen wins, and whoever makes more better trades. Whoever makes better trades will win the game, or win the lane. Sorry. Okay, so this lane, I'm not gonna go over the lane exactly. Like, if you want to see the decisions I make in the lane and like my clicks and my how I use creep aggro in the lane, you can watch the replay yourself. But let's just jump really fast to the level 6 part. So I'm kind of losing this lane. We can go to net worth, and we can see like he's up like 400 gold. He's denied a lot more creeps. He's like farmed a lot more. So here he's level 6. He is making rotations top. I can't do anything about this. He's porting base, and he's gonna run top.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I can't do anything about this. I'm chilling mid. I have 0 health. I'm getting the bounty. I'm chilling. So all I can do is tell my team, yo guys, I lost my lane kind of. You can see on the left. This hero kind of owned. So just be careful. You know, that's all I can say. I don't even get any runes, you know? So I look top and I say, can I TP there? Do I do anything if I port there? My answer is no. So I just continue farming. I look bottom. I see there's stuff happening. This morph. Okay, so here, why did I go bottom? Let's just ask. So one thing I talked about with someone else I coached is when you watch replays, you should ask yourself, why is this player doing certain things? So when you look at my replay and you say, okay, well, why? We can analyze this step by step. So why did this Pango just farm this camp? Because the wave was pushed in and he didn't know where else to go, something like that, I guess. Okay, so then Pango looks bottom. What does he think when he looks bottom? Is there a kill here? Why is he running bottom? He must think that there's a kill here on this morphling. So from him looking bottom, he has roll. He looks top, sees there's nothing top, but checks there just in case. He says, could this be a kill? Now this guy messed up, so I didn't have to roll. But if I did have to roll, it could have been a kill, right? Yes. Or I could have guaranteed it was a kill. So then I'm chilling here. I look at what's going on mid. You know, I see mid's like kind of got some stuff going on there. I'm actually trying to farm a neutral item here. Like I hit these creeps to try to get a neutral item. I mess up my roll, you'll see, but it still works out. Just got a little close, and then I look mid. Should I run mid? Yeah, they're killing my tower. You know,
Yeah.
fire my Q off to hit the enemy hero. I kind of walk uphill a bit too much. I was trying to zone him off the rune at 8 minutes, but it doesn't work out. I die. It's not the worst death. Like, you can look at my net worth, and you can say, oh well, you kind of lost mid, but this is kind of what I expect against a Prophet. And if you watch the replay yourself later in the game, you'll find out that it's actually not that big a deal that I lost to him. Like he
Okay.
Prophet is a hero that kind of just always gets ahead in lane, but your hero late game will just duel the Prophet and he'll just be disarmed and you'll win the game.
Yes.
So what happens here? So I push in the lane. Why did I farm this camp? Because I can. I've got a green hero here to help me out if someone runs into me. I've pushed in the lane already. I have nowhere else to go but to farm the camp. Right? Where's my next option?
Yeah.
Now I have options here, right? I could have A, run mid and waited for this wave to connect, or B, farm another camp. What are the odds I get jumped here by 5 heroes? Very low. So I just farm this camp.
Yeah.
I'm chilling, farming the camp. And then, by a stroke of luck, this guy runs uphill, and this is where you use the fact that you have like 5,000 Pango games, and you just roll. And you get the kill. Right? Like that, you put yourself in these positions to get these good combos off. And you just, yeah, and then I find out there's someone there, and then this was actually sick. I end up living here. And yeah, like hope you're seeing kind of why I do certain things. So like there's a mid wave here, I push in the lane. Where do I go now? So I look at this lane. Is there kill potential on Morph? Can I roll down the Morph? Probably not, no. Is there something going on top that I should be at? Do they need my help top? Is someone there to push out the wave top? Yes. Okay, so don't go top. Okay, I'm looking mid.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of looking at my mini-map when I say that instead of like looking at the actual map, but that's something you should think about. So here, I see there's nothing going on bottom, so I say, okay, well, I'm going to go farm. Now, this is kind of a bad part of the game where it's like a lull. Like, my team is kind of just not knowing what to do, and I'm kind of just like, okay, well, I'm just going to make sure I keep my farm up. As you can see, my farm is doing... I'm still kind of doing the same as what happened after the lane. Okay, yeah, so... Then a fight happens, and I see, okay, well, I poured in, and here I just jump on the Nation Prophet, right? Like, you can see that this hero is just not that strong, and... yeah. Alright, so I think this is gonna wrap it up. I kind of have to do something else. I told another friend I would hang out, and so I kind of just have to go. But I hope this was useful to you.
Yeah.
And if you ever have any more questions or wanna hit up another session after you practice a little more, let me know.
Yeah, I will do. I will do again in like 2 more weeks.
For sure. Sounds good. I hope this helped. I hope you have a great night
Sure.
as well.
Yeah, it's helped a lot. Thank you.
Awesome. And if you're so if you're okay with me uploading this to YouTube as well, just if not, that's cool. We can just keep this to ourselves.
It's okay.
Awesome.
It's okay.
Awesome.
It's okay. You can do it. It's okay.
All right. Have a great night. I'll talk to you later.
Sure.
See ya.
Sure. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you and see you.
See ya.
Bye.